Hey, I'm Chloe,
And I'm Charlie.
and we are THWACK. Well, we are part of
THWACK.
THWACK, and we are going to be at Rebellion Fest. Where
On the
else are we
9th
going to
of
be?
August, on Sunday on the 9th of August, with Loud Women, who we love to work with, and also Loud Women Fest in London in Rich Mix, which is on the something of something, the 5th of September.
Yes, because that is my
Yes.
birthday. We're going to have so much fun. Come and dance with us. It's going to be just a banger time with a great lineup of friends and new friends.
So, hi, I'm Evie. It's nice to meet you. Um,
Likewise.
First, I was just wondering how, first, you guys kind of formed and how you've managed to kind of create the genre, like, and work in the genre that you do and kind of merge different elements from different places all together, because I think that's really interesting what you do. And I was just wondering how that came about.
Sure. So we formed, how did we form? It was I'd wanted to form a band for ages and I just never quite got round to doing it because I come from more like theatre and cabaret and that kind of thing
Okay. Yeah.
is my background, and I was in the process of sort of trying to make that work. And then I think it was lockdown, and lockdown gave me a panic about like not living life to the fullest, as I think it did quite a lot of us. And so I decided at that point that it was going to be um a thing that I was going to try and do. Um, I attempted to find some people and put some call outs on the salubrious areas of the internet, like joinmyband.com, which is great if you're like a 14-year-old kid looking to start a metal band, but harder if you're trying to do something a bit weirder. But I did find Chloe on that, who will hopefully pop up at some point, who plays bass and also writes. And we met up one time with a guitarist who we never saw again, and then we went into like full lockdown. So that was kind of paused. But then when things started opening up again, we, oh, well, truth be told, I think I had quite a big breakup, and it was re-inspired with that. I need to do things with my life, otherwise I'm going to die uselessly. And speaking of dying uselessly, here is Close Babes.
Hi, sorry for my
Hi,
delay.
no worries. I'm Evie. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Chloe.
Um,
I was just going into the origin stories of us, and I got to the point where we attempted to have a band rehearsal, and then lockdown happened, so we had to stop forever. But then a year later or so, we came back in. I'd met a cellist randomly, and just was inspired by the fact that Mal is an extremely good cellist, and a cello seemed like an exciting thing to have in a punk band.
Yeah.
So got back in touch with Chloe at that point, found a drummer through a friend. We did find a guitarist as well, but he disappeared again because the guitarists just never turn up for us at all. So I brought my guitar, even though I'm not very good at guitar, but no one else was doing it, so someone had to do it. Um, and then yeah, then a little bit down the line, we started, and it felt like a good thing. And a little bit down the line, I felt like it would make more sense um, to have a cello if there was also a violin, because that kind of contextualizes it and allows for harmonies and that kind of fun stuff. And then yeah, we just kind of rolled on from there. And then what was the question about the scene, the world that we're in?
yeah, I was just wondering how you kind of take the more classical elements and how that came about with the punk scene and how that kind of merges, and even like in your writing styles, how that then comes into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll say a tiny thing and then I'll let Chloe speak. But I think the fact that we are just a group of people organically from quite different backgrounds, that meant that we decided quite early on to sort of lean into the different things. So like I've got like cabaret and theatre as a background. Chloe's been in a lot of bands, but also as you've done musical production and music marketing and stuff. And Mal and Natalia have classical training and that kind of stuff. So all of these things just kind of naturally combined, and we decided to lean into the weirdness of that rather than try and fight it. But yeah, close say things.
I think a part of the band kind of grew up around the time that like emo was happening. And I wouldn't say we're anything like an emo band, but I think one thing that that genre does is they it uses like music to evoke me like feeling, right? And I think with Thwack, the kind of string section brings this very like yearning romantic tone sometimes, or like that very hopeful tone, which we like try and use to like mirror our lyrics and things like that. And so like when we write and we think about like what mood we want to create, whether that's like more tense or like, whatever, one of the things I listed, I think I always go to the strings first for that. Because I think everything has a each instrument and kind of part that we do, vocally or not, has a really important role that feels a bit unconventional compared to the way that songs may be traditionally written.
Yeah,
But yeah.
100%. And you said like we write. Do you write as a collective, or do you take on different bits, or does it change per song?
I mean, so the way it kind of goes is that someone will turn up with part, like either like all of the lyrics and the melody with like an acoustic guitar or a piano backing, or sometimes a cello backing. Um,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of build from there. But there have been times where like Charlie sent me a song and I've said, "Oh, what do we think about doing this with the lyrics?" and then sending it back, or I'll be like, "I need a melody for the chorus," and we go back and forth. But creating a fully fleshed song, it's an in the room thing because I think this like THWACK is definitely a everyone is so involved in creating the vibe. I think in some bands it's just like you send the bassist just to like hold it down a bit and then like, oh, just like drum, just like play whatever. Like I'm not saying like all bands do that, but I think in a traditional like a landfill rock kind of vibe. But in this one, everyone needs to be so tuned into what we're trying to portray musically, because I think that is like so central to Thwack. Will be like Mal is like so into dynamics. She'll be like, but if we want this soaring build, we need to have like this lower, kind of more subdued moment, or like this intense build. What if like the strings do this? And um, so that needs to be done in the room collectively so that we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then I was just wondering, as a band or even individually, if there's almost bucket list things that you want to do. So, is there places you want to play? Is there people you want to work with? Is there projects you'd like to produce? Like, is there anything that you're wanting to kind of get to a point to be able to do in an ideal world?
You can start, Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my like I grew up going to Glastonbury every year, and then we got to play Glastonbury, so that was like a
Yeah.
massive bucket list thing. Although, like, I want to go back and I want to be on like one of the big stages next time. Ideally, the Park stage on Saturday at like 4. I feel like that's our vibe. Um, I I've not spoken much to the rest of the band about it, but I have the thwack musical, the Fwoozical in my mind. I can imagine a full like stage show or like a Can't Stop the Music style film of the sort of fictionalized rise of thwack.
That would be so
Yeah,
awful.
it would be terrible, but I think it would be like I want it to be terrible. I want it to be
That
so bad.
in like a camp way.
Yeah, in a way that people do midnight screenings of it forever. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I would like. There's part of me that's like, we're punks. We don't need any mainstream success. We need to just build our community, and I do very deeply believe in that. But also, like, if Jules Holland wants to have us on, I'll take it.
No, I agree with that.
100%. 100%. And then just to keep it kind of under 15 minutes so we can keep it short because it's so hot. I was just wondering in terms of what you guys are working on at the minute, what we can expect next, like what's going on in your kind of scene of things, if there's anything exciting coming up. I mean, obviously we've got Loud Women Fest and I'm pretty sure you're playing in London. So that will be great and really exciting. But if there's anything else you'd like to talk about, or yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah. I mean, Loudon Fest in the London one's on my birthday, so that's gonna be a
Really?
really exciting
Ah,
time.
that's so
Yes.
exciting.
Going in ham. But
And Rebellion Fest, which is also a loud women moment for us, which it's the
Yes.
first time we're going to Blackpool, so that's very exciting.
Very
Um,
exciting.
we've got a gig that we're very excited about. We're opening for a band called the Toxhards because we sort of had our little viral moment with a song with a weird character in a weird costume, and they're an American band that had a viral moment with a song with a weird character in a weird costume. So it's this sort of international meeting of clown shit, I suppose.
and
And
it's in the biggest venue that we've played probably. Well,
it's in the O2 Islington, which is small, but and doesn't have its own backline, which is fucked for an O2. But uh, which we're having to source drums and shit for that. But they're like it's us opening for a big American band, which feels very cool. We have a release coming up at some point. We're not quite entirely sure what the plan is for that, but we have a double single little moment that should be happening within the next few months ish.
Perfect. It's very
Um,
exciting.
yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.